Yeah, so we're just gonna get started. Just to introduce myself, I'm Nicole. I'm a peer advisor at CGIS. I studied abroad last summer in Siena, Italy, and I'm studying abroad in Copenhagen, Denmark this summer as well. All of this is really made possible through like scholarships and different funding. So today we're going to be talking about like finessing scholarships, giving some different tips and tricks on how to both find them and apply to them, and just why they matter and the benefits of them in general. So just to start us off, like why does it matter? Why are scholarships important? Each student's financial aid package is very different and unique to their situation. If you know you don't receive much need-based funding from the school, maybe you know that you need to apply to more scholarships and grants. So that's why it's important to have these different tricks. It's just important to know that planning ahead is very important. It's something you should be doing while you're looking at programs. You should be looking at different scholarships that could apply to them and apply to you, because the requirements and deadlines do vary for each scholarship. You're going to want to be looking into that pretty early. So some, let's say, for example, the LSA Study Abroad Scholarship, they have a different program, they have different deadlines depending on the program. So it's something you're going to want to look into while you're looking at the different programs, because it can even be a couple days after the like program application deadline is. So it's something you're going to want to be prepared for and looking into pretty early. And just like a little fun thing to note is that some CGIS alumni have funded 100% of their programs with grants and scholarships. So this could be you too. Like, don't count yourself out. Like, put in the work and you could see these rewards. So like the first tip is just take action and start searching for these. A good place to start looking is like the CGIS website. We have a tab specifically dedicated to scholarships and financial aid. So definitely take a look at that. We have a lot listed from CGIS partners as well as different like departments around the school or even non-UM scholarships as well. A good place to look is also different academic departments around Michigan. For example, on my Italy program, I was studying Italian language, so I applied to a scholarship through RLL, the like Romance Language Department. So like just look for things that could apply to you and apply to your program as well. And then honestly, just a good Google search can be pretty beneficial. Like I'm sure most know how to do it, but you could just search by like location, subject, maybe different aspects of your identity, like if you are like racial minority or in the LGBTQ community, and then just search that like with study abroad, and some things will come up. Like it doesn't hurt to take a look. So definitely take that action yourself and start looking into it. And here are just some different examples of scholarships that a lot of CGIS alumni have gotten. To some pretty common ones are like the Gilman, which is for Pell Grant recipients. And we have like foreign, FLAS, which are for different like language programs. If that's something you're planning on going on, definitely take a look into those. There's the diversity abroad scholarships, like again, for like different aspects of your identity. If they apply to you, definitely look at those. The LSA Study Abroad Scholarship, which we're going to be getting into later, that is a very common one that we highly recommend here at CGIS, and I'll talk more on that one later. And there's different like program-specific scholarships you could be, which we might highlight when you're applying, or just like Google the program yourself and you'll be able to find it. And then there's the Go Blue Go Abroad Scholarship, and I'm going to touch on that one again later, but that's pretty common. And we have some less common ones as well, some that are more specific to location, like if you're planning on studying in Japan or in Korea, or there's like the CSP Opportunity Grant. So if you're in CSP, definitely like look into that, maybe apply for that. And the NAFSA Rainbow Scholarship, which is again another identity focused one. So if you're like in the LGBTQ community, so definitely take a look at some that might be smaller, but it always helps. So another tip is just to don't self-reject. Kind of when you're looking at different scholarships and the requirements, look at what are they looking for. They want candidates who are like, self-reflective, have unique stories and angles and unique skill sets to kind of set them apart from others. And they want to find the people who will most benefit from the program, not people who have the most experiences. So you want to highlight specifically how this program is going to help you. Everybody wants to go abroad, so like you can't really rely on that for a good like essay topic. So talk about how like it's going to benefit you both personally and maybe academically or in your career. So talk about how this specific program will be helpful to you specifically and how you uniquely have um, a tie to this program. And yeah, just don't self-reject. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, like I've maybe you're thinking like I've gone abroad before, like they aren't gonna want to give me money. It doesn't hurt to apply. Like worst comes to worst, you don't get it, but the best case scenario, you get some money to help you go abroad. So definitely don't self-reject. continue to look into these programs and see just what works best for you, and honestly apply to as much as you can. The next tip is to set up for success. Think about how you can be a strong candidate. Research the scholarship ahead of time. Maybe look at past recipients. Maybe look at what they specifically want you to say or do. So again, read the prompt closely, the whole prompt. Don't skim it. Make sure you answer every single question, every aspect that they're looking for. They want the most complete. They want to get a good sense of who you are. So just try and answer everything they ask for. And try to tell a story, like what were your challenges? How is this going to benefit you? Don't be too factual. They want to see that it's like a person. They want this to be very personable. So definitely tell your own personal story. And again, just how will this most uniquely benefit you? Like how will this program benefit you? Not just that you want to go abroad, but this program will help me in my future career goals in some way, and use concrete examples for this. Be very specific. So looking into writing these essays, here's a couple different strategies you could use. You could use past, present, future, ethos, logos, and pathos. So when doing past, present, and future, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but look into the past, what ties you have to this, or why you've been thinking about this program. Look into the present, where you are now, and then look into the future and where you want to be and how this program will help you get there. And then ethos, logos, pathos, I'm sure many know from high school. Ethos is about establishing your authority on the subject. Logos is your logical argument, and pathos appeals more to the emotional aspect of it. So start with ethos, say why you're a good candidate, maybe talk about why this program applies to you. And then logos, use your logical argument, maybe why you really need this funding, maybe say otherwise you might not be able to go, those kinds of things. And then pathos apply to the emotions. So again, I think this is where the idea of how this program will benefit you applies a lot. And then also just maybe to the emotional tie you're going to have to this program, or how invested you are in it. I think both of those could be pretty strong arguments. So this is just kind of another tip, less for writing your essays, but just something to keep aware of about the different travel restrictions and what funding will be able to apply. Let's say you're getting a scholarship to go to France, but France is restricted at the time that you would need the funding. They will not be able, maybe the department won't be able to give you the funding. So definitely look into that, look into where you'll be able to go and what different departments are willing to fund. Maybe there's specific areas they don't fund. Do they just let's say they just do Europe? Look into that ahead of time. And there's specific examples like the Gilman Scholarship. It's a government funded grant, so they only will fund if you're going to places that that fit with the U.S. government restrictions. So definitely look into that ahead of time when you're applying to different programs and applying to different scholarships. So here's that LSA Study Abroad Scholarship I brought up earlier. It is our most highly recommended. It is one that we talk about the most because it is only for LSA students, but 95% of eligible LSA applicants receive between $1,000 to $10,000, which could potentially fund your entire program. So this is definitely something you're going to want to look into. They have all the information on the LSA Study Abroad Scholarship website, including all of the deadlines. So definitely, as I was saying earlier, take a look into those when you're applying to different programs, because I had one of mine, the scholarship application was due 2 days after the program application. So it's a quick turnaround, but something that's, even if you don't know for sure if you're going on the program, I definitely recommend applying to scholarship because it could help you make that decision overall. And then here again is the Go Blue Go Abroad Scholarship. I will note right now that the application is closed. They have selected all of their students for this year, but it will reopen. It is for first year students on the Ann Arbor campus. You do have to attend a few sessions and seminars to be able to be eligible, but you'll receive a $1,000 scholarship, which to some might not seem like much, but it can make a large difference. So definitely look into this one as well. And then here's just the Office of Financial Aid. Everyone's financial aid package, again, is pretty different, but this is something you're going to want to look into. Honestly, you can start looking into this one as soon as you're looking into your program and get an estimate of how much you think you could get. You can do this by filling out the Study Abroad Estimate Worksheet, which we have on our website, they have on theirs, and you would do that. You would fill in all the costs you think that you would have on this program, and you can do that by looking at the budget sheet that we will have on mCompass for all the programs. So you fill that out, submit that to the study abroad sector of the Office of Financial Aid, and they'll give you an estimate on how much they think that they can give you. So that can definitely help you plan which programs might be more affordable or which ones might fit better your financial needs. So we definitely suggest reaching out to them, and then after you get into the program is when we will give you the application. So you would want to apply after that. Definitely take a look into these. And yeah, here are just some different resources we have. Again, there's the CJIS website, which has that list of both UM affiliated and non-UM affiliated scholarships. So take a look at those. You can also search on mCompass, use terms like funding or scholarship. They actually have a lot of scholarship applications open there as well. Again, the Office of Financial Aid is very useful. Email them to understand your package and what you may be able to receive. And then just look into some different things like the International Center, because they might have some different grants available. And again, look into different academic departments that might fit the program that you're looking at. And you can go to the Sweet Limb Center for Writing if you want assistance on those essays. But yeah, these are some helpful resources. I hope you guys found this to be beneficial. If you have any questions, feel free to either unmute or type in the chat. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you for coming.